What's up, everybody? I am Vinny Lipes, one of the owners and instructors over at Rhythm Studios. I'm sitting with Britney Campos. We're super excited for you to get to know her. I'm going to ask her some questions, kind of like a mini podcast, and just so you can be inspired by her story, by where she is in her life. You can get to know her more. You can take her classes and take photos with her and hang out and be a part of the community. So, Britney, tell us. Well, so Britney got started. I know that you came to spin. We just had the spin studio. That was it. And you started doing a lot of spin, right?
Yeah,
You were
my
doing
first class was your class.
Okay,
it
cool.
was, and you had your dreads wig on,
Oh, it
and
was
I was
like a
like,
little
what
John-
the
was it a
heck
little
did I
John?
just walk into? Yeah, I was like, I'm
Did it have
scared, I
gold
want to
teeth,
leave.
too?
Yeah.
That was fun. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's glad that I'm glad that was your first class.
Yeah.
And then you started doing the training for spin instructors. Well, naturally you had it because you're a dance instructor, so you're a dance teacher, so you were really good. And we said, hey, let's do it. But COVID happened.
COVID hit.
And so we just did that training a lot, and that was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You've been teaching for 4 years now.
That's crazy. It doesn't feel like it's been that long.
I know, it's really crazy.
At all.
So tell us about your life. What's your life like, huh?
All right. Well, I run the dance department for a charter school, Excelsior. It's close to here. Been dancing my whole life since I was 3, and I'm getting up there in age. So definitely part of who I am, which helps with teaching spin rhythmically. I'm a mom. I have 3 daughters that are all dancers. Go figure.
Wow.
My oldest is 25. My middle's going to be 19, and then we have a 7-year-old, so we spread them all out. They are identical to me in the essence of dance, fitness. Even the 7-year-old, she's a little beast. But yeah, that's pretty much, aside from teaching full-time and then doing the spin. We love to travel. My husband and I travel a lot, just him and I think it's super important. And then we do a lot of trips also with our kids. Well, the little one now, because the older one's off on her own, and the middle one's in college. So yeah, and we go to the river a lot.
She's at Grand Canyon, right?
Yeah.
Grand Canyon?
Yeah,
Wow,
she's on the
cool.
dance team at Grand Canyon, and
Awesome.
our older one was also on the dance team there. But yeah, she's
Oh, so
finishing up.
they both went to Grand Canyon? That's
And
cool.
danced on they're both on the team. Yeah, and we go to Lake Havasu a lot.
You live in Spring Valley Lake, right? So like 5 minutes from the studio, something like that?
Yeah, it's nice. Take those 5 a.m. classes. I don't have to wake up super early, and I'm here.
Okay, so I got a couple questions for you.
Okay, I have some answers.
So how did you first start getting into fitness in general, like the lifestyle of fitness?
Honestly, it stemmed from dance.
From dance?
Yeah, the discipline behind that's really where it started from. And then I knew that I wanted to be a dance teacher as well, and with that, that came fitness. I had to be able to be in shape, to do that. So I've always, because of dance, it's always just kind of been instilled in me. And then with having my daughters too, that was I've always been really big on just being healthy. I think is the most important thing, is being healthy and stemming that onto our kids, right? It's important for them to see that health is a priority, and just being in shape it's important for longevity of life.
Yeah,
right?
And whatever you do, the kids see, so they do what you do.
Right.
Yeah.
And 100% they have. So it really started with dance, and I will keep it till the day I die as long as I can.
Yeah. What's your eating like? Do you eat pretty clean? Do you?
I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, I eat super clean. My favorite food is Takis.
Nice.
It's my favorite. I love Takis. Got to have me some Takis. But everything, I'm a big believer of everything in moderation. I feel like when you restrain from the things that you really enjoy, you end up falling backwards and kind of reverting when you're trying to be super healthy. So no, don't go and have 20 cookies in one setting, but if you want one, have one and call it a day, you know? So that's, I mean, we at home, I cook very clean, but I do have my treats here and there.
Yeah.
And, I don't have any sugar in my house though.
Oh, that's good. I just saw at Sprouts, they have Takis that are organic.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I know. I'm already on those.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't eat not a lot of butter.
Okay.
My mom lives right behind us, on the street behind us.
Oh, wow.
So when my middle one was still at home before she went to college, anytime she wanted to make cookies, actually make them and not store-bought from a package, she would have to go up to my mom's house to get sugar.
Oh my God.
So, but that's just, I don't
Yeah.
I don't really bake a lot. It's just I'll go.
So you're not
buy
like
it
over
somewhere.
crazy or super disciplined, but you're
No.
just like really balanced. Well, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good to know
Yeah.
because you're in great shape. So I'm sure people will like, oh, what's your eating like?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
good. So what's your main, like when it comes to working out? Yes, dance is fun, like the energy, but what's your favorite type of workout? Like, what do you love the most?
You know, I genuinely love teaching spin. I love doing that. But on my own, when I'm by myself, I love lifting weights. Like that's just
super heavy.
yeah.
Or,
I think because I'm getting older, so the super heavy is important. However, I also am very mindful of I don't want to overdo something to where it's going to bring me backwards. You know what I
Right,
mean? I had
yeah.
a couple knee issue things happening, and I had to baby that, and I'm very knowledgeable
remember
now
that,
on
yeah.
where I don't care if people are looking at me like I'm not doing it right. I'm going to do me because I know what my body needs right now, and listening and being mindful of that. And so in doing so, it's helped me to where I can now start to lift heavier again because I did have to pull back a little bit.
Bring it back so you
Yeah.
build it back up. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
So-
your husband do? I know he likes to work out as far he's in great shape.
He just likes to work out, but he likes to work out by himself. He's
Get the
not
headphones
one.
on and,
Yeah, he's not one that likes to work out in group settings just because he likes to just he likes to do his own thing.
Yeah, I see him at the gym and I'm like, what's up? He's like, hey, he's got his headphones
Yeah.
in and he's like all into the game.
Tunnel vision.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So that's him. He likes to work out. He's the same way though. I think it's really helpful for me, eating wise, fitness wise, to have a partner.
That you guys are on the same page.
Yeah. So and then even with our kids, like like you said, we're on the same page, so it helps a lot. So.
That's so great. Yeah, it's so important to have someone that is in your house, and maybe people don't have that right now. Has it always been like that for you guys?
Yeah.
You guys,
We've always kind of been on the same.
What would you say to somebody who maybe doesn't have that at home? What would you recommend?
Well, you don't necessarily need that significant other to.
Yeah, but have you ever heard people like, oh, my husband, he just eats so bad. It's so hard for me to eat. Have you ever heard that?
I've heard that. But I think a lot of times it is hard, but you have to, it's a mindset. You have to be like, okay,
just be okay with whatever they're doing.
Yeah, be okay with it. Don't push it on them because if
Then
they're
they
not
get
ready, they're not
resentment.
ready.
Yeah, exactly.
So just do you and be mindful of what your body needs and what's going to make you feel better. And then most of the time that goes full circle when they start seeing the results within somebody else or whoever's close to them, and that's like, okay, well, it's working for them. Maybe I should jump on that bandwagon.
They're going to want to do it too.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
And then, but if you push them, you might push them away. Yeah, exactly. So that's good.
Yeah,
but it's
let 'em
good.
do
Yeah,
their
same
thing.
with Lexi and I. We always are into fitness and health, whenever. But the other thing's true too. If we're eating bad, then we're both eating bad. You know.
No, it's the same. Yeah, and then we tease each other, and we're like,
Of course.
okay, last night I had some graham crackers. I sat on the couch with my milk and graham crackers, and he's like, oh, it's one of those kind of nights, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm not sharing. Don't ask now. And then like 3 graham crackers in, I look at him, I'm like, do you want the rest of my graham crackers? He's like, yeah. I'm like, see, shut your face.
That's awesome. That's good.
So yeah.
Oh man.
It's true.
So what do you feel like as you teach? What's going on through your head? I want to get to know the instructor. Like, what's your she teaches Tuesday nights. If you don't know, Tuesday nights strength and spin.
Yep.
And it's kind of evolved. You started with regular spin. Now we have strength and spin.
We had the bands in between there
Oh,
too.
yeah,
We
the
did the
bands,
bands
that's
class
right.
in there.
So tell us a little bit how you have evolved as an instructor when it comes to teaching spin.
You know, it's one of those things that I'm not even going to sit here and lie. Like I mean, as instructors, we have our hiccups. We're not perfect. We're human. And it took me honestly, and I remember you and Lexi saying, when you're getting into instructing, it takes a good, I believe you guys said it takes a good 5 solid months to get in a groove to where it's like you're good with it. So don't worry if you miss the lights or if you miss the beat or whatever it is. It takes a while to really fully divulge into that instructor mindset. And for me, I feel like it took me longer than that. It definitely, I feel like it took me at least a year to really I think I was so stressed on being perfect too.
Yeah.
In that first year of teaching where I didn't want to do anything wrong. And once I finally was like, you know what, it is what it is, and I'm gonna just do me, and it's not always gonna be perfect. I think that's when I actually really dove into the feeling comfortable on the saddle on that instructor bike, and where the change happened and it evolved. And then when we moved into strength and spin, I love teaching strength and spin. I know we only have it one day a week. Right? It's only one class.
You're the only one doing it.
I'm the only one doing it, but
great.
I love it because for me, I'm very passionate about the weight side of weight side of it too. So it's so nice to be on the bike.
If people don't know what that is, what is strength and spin?
So strength and spin, we're on the bike for most of the time. It ends up being 5, 5, and 5. We're on the bike for 5 songs. Off the bike, we get off and we lift. I try to do full body. So we're gonna hit everything within those 5 songs of lifting weights. Sometimes we'll add a band, and sometimes it's just weights. And then the last 5 songs are back on, and I try to really keep. I don't take a lot of breaks. I'm kind of like you. There's not really a whole lot of breaks, but on the last 5, I try to still keep the tension up because we just lifted and then keep it going, but then pick up the speed a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So you're getting kind of the best in my eyes of both worlds. You're lifting the weights, you're getting your stamina, you're working on that, you're burning those calories all at the same, in the same class.
It's so good because you're going to get the cardio you're burning,
Right.
and then the weight training you're going to build the muscles. So it's really awesome.
Right. And then if you have, it's good for the people that like maybe they don't want to be on the bike the whole time because they just sometimes can be a lot of songs on the bike, you know, and they are like, oh, I want to get off and da da da, or they're like me where they just genuinely like to lift weights. Also, it's kind of the ideal class for
or if somebody is new to strength training, it's a great way to learn some basics because you're not doing crazy stuff in there. You're just doing like you're hitting like one. What did you say? Like one workout per muscle group or?
I usually try to do like 2 shoulders in there, and then 2 lower body. And then somewhere I'll do either triceps or biceps.
Okay,
like,
cool.
It's usually how I do it. The one thing though I feel like I take a lot of pride in when I'm teaching that class is I try to be very informative about, okay, make sure you're, like even if we're doing like RDLs, be informative on the fact that your legs aren't supposed to be straight. They're supposed to have a slight bend to them. Like lift
Proper
your toes
form.
up. Yeah, proper form. And so I take a lot of pride in that particular class with really walking people through, especially like you said, if they're new, it's going to help them know the proper way to do these simple movements.
And it's so good to be reminded because you could be tired and just not doing it. Even me, I'll take a class and I'm like, oh shoot, I need to lift my chest or you know, something like that.
Me too.
So, yeah, so that's so great. So you're teaching on Tuesday nights?
Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights. Okay, how long is the class?
55 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
55 minutes.
Yeah.
And one thing like I think for me too is, and I'm sure you can agree, the community that rides with us and that is with us is why I enjoy doing it. You know, there's nothing like having those classes where, like, I subbed last Wednesday and in the morning, and it was just you either have like the tired crowd, you know what I mean? But then towards the last half, they always come to life. Yeah, and it's like that's where it's like this is why I enjoy doing this. And then same thing with teaching the strength and spin class. My one class that I teach on Tuesdays, it's the community and them being like, yeah, that even when I'm tired, like they push me as much as like I'm there to push them. And so it's just a great feeling.
When I'm tired, I look over and somebody's going hard. I'm like, dang it, I got to go hard too.
Yeah, 100%. I'm like, I'm tired, but I can't let them know I'm tired.
Right, exactly.
I'm a big believer of like, if your instructor is tired, they're going to be tired. Like you're going to make me tired by looking at you. Yeah. If you're tired and you're instructing me, then it's going to make me not want to push as hard. But when, you know, so they encourage me as much as I hope I encourage them.
Yeah. So getting that energetic exchange between your class is really powerful.
Yeah.
I love to see, I'm sure you do too. Like I notice it a lot because when we teach consistently, we have the same group of people coming and maybe it's their first or their beginning and you see their progression. They get better and better. Like people who are off rhythm when they first get started, but then they get the rhythm or they can't do any sprints or they're seated and they start doing sprints off the bike. It's like the coolest thing to see. Yeah.
100%. I agree.
Yeah. I love that, man. So besides spin, what other classes do you like to do over at Rhythm Studios?
Oh, God. Well, if I could take well, honestly, if I could take all of them, I would, but because I work full-time schedule and then having the little one that's involved in dance, it just doesn't allow me to do that. So I can really only take the 5 a.m. classes or that, and then my husband travels for work, so that puts kind of a little bit of hiccup in whatever my plans are. So I take the fit in the mornings. I absolutely love Rhythm Fit.
Do you like the heat?
I love the heat. I feel like I'm burning way more calories just because I'm sweating, which I'm sure I'm burning a little bit more. I don't think it's as much as I envision.
But it feels a lot,
yes.
which is good.
And then I feel so rejuvenated coming out of the heat too, you know. So I love that class, and then I love Level Up as well. I love coming because it's here. I think it was such a great thing to add to the studio. So.
We really do have a good trifecta of things. We got the stretching or Pilates, you know, like that that style. Then we've got spin, high intense cardio. We have the intensity like HIIT classes too, or Rhythm Fit, very similar. And then we got the strength training now. So literally someone could do all the classes. Before we go, what's a couple things that I want maybe somebody listening at home needs some inspiration, you know, and just imagine you're talking to a friend, a sister, a brother, and they're having a hard time. What would you say to them?
I think honestly, it's just put one foot in front of the other, and like know that even if you're just moving forward slowly, you're still moving forward. And don't compare yourself to anybody else. I think that's what a lot of people, unfortunately, in this world we live in, and with social media and everything else, they think what they're seeing is real, and it's most of the time is not. It's all just what's the right word? Like I don't want to say a facade. Yeah, 100%.
But like I'm gonna pick the best photo to put up there. You know, you didn't see me picking my nose on this one, but
right. I mean, we all do that, right? We're all gonna post the best stuff. But I think as long as you genuinely set small goals, like really, like every day have a goal. Even if I talk about this in my class a lot. Like even if it's just your goal is to get up in the morning and make the bed, like baby goals like that. And then those eventually, before you know it, turn into like easily big goals where you're like, oh my gosh, like these are my milestones that I hit. And I didn't even know that like I was looking towards that. But I think if you just and I think also like it's okay to take breaks. I say that a lot in my class too. It's okay to take like breaks, but it's not okay to stop. And that, in my eyes, that's two different things. Like, just don't stop.
Or like
take
giving
a break.
up
Yes,
versus
don't
taking
give
a
up.
break.
Like, and so, and always to remember that you're never alone. Everybody, I don't care what anybody says, everybody has their good days and their bad days. And days where they just like want to say screw it and throw the towel in, you know, but we can't. We have to put ourselves first. We have to, I mean, as much as we need to put ourselves before our families and our friends, like we mean the world to them too. And so we have to be the best version of ourselves, for ourselves first, but also for the people that are around us, you know. So just slow and steady wins the race.
Nice.
And that's, know you're not alone.
Yeah.
And this community that you guys have built here, they are a part of, and just know that we all started here on day one.
That's right.
And we're all in this together, and this is a community that we're all here for each other. If anybody, even if it's outside of fitness and working out, it's just the bonds and the friendships that are made here. Like when you're feeling on those days that you don't want to go, the second you show up here,
you start to change. You start to feel it.
You feel it. And then you walk away and you're like, Guy, I did not want to do that, but I am so glad I did it.
100%.
So when you feel like you don't want to, do it anyways.
Yeah. So come up and say hi to Brittany too. And
say hi to me.
Yeah, just get to know Brittany. She's really fun, really awesome. I do have to ask, that's really good. One step at a time. I love that. Set small goals. We're not alone. We're all going through it. And then I didn't tell you this, but we want to hear one embarrassing story about yourself.
One embarrassing story.
Yeah, one little embarrassing story about ourselves to share with our community.
Vinny.
I know.
When you put me on the spot like that, I can't think of
maybe just in the last month or two. I have a good one. I'll share this story that just happened yesterday.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't. It's probably not appropriate, but it's my kid, so.
It's okay, go.
You think I should say it?
Yeah,
okay.
go for it.
So this is so funny. My dad speaks Spanish. He's Cuban, and so I'm not as good speaking Spanish. I try a little bit, but me and Lexi drop off the kids to stay with the grandparents for the weekend. We're heading out. My dad says to my 4-year-old son, he says, okay, say adios, muchachos. And my son yells out loud in the street. He says, adios, vagina.
Oh, shoot.
My dad goes, no.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, so that just, do you have any stories
about
it?
I know,
last week or two, in the last month, or working out? Anything happen to you while you're teaching spin? Anything ever go wrong? Maybe your microphone, maybe not. The microphone always goes out.
Well, I mean, the microphone, mine doesn't actually go out too much, but probably because I only teach 1 day a week, so I only have to use it 1 day a week.
Right.
Gosh.
Okay.
I think one time here, I think I'm sure we've all done this, but we had to play it off, I squatted and I farted.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, okay, hopefully nobody heard that.
That's why you pointed at me that one day.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, it was you. That's probably
gosh.
like, yeah, I don't know. On the spot, there you go.
That happens
Farted
to me
while I
3
was
or 4
squatting.
times a day. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Good. Thank you, Brittany.
Of course, thanks for
Tuesday
having me.
nights.
Strength and spin.
5 o'clock now.
Yeah, well, yep.
5
we moved it
o'clock
to
now. 5 p.m. Strength and spin. Little
Yep.
cardio, little strength. We'll see you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Bye,
Yeah.
guys.